Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2024 Daniel Bow Memorial, sponsored by DGA. My name is Mark Verrochi, I'm the tournament director, and with me is the assistant tournament director, Garrett Geuss.
Hello.
Garrett, who do we have on our feature card today?
Well, we got Geuss Elmore. He had a great first round, keeping it clean. We got Chris Pinniger. We got Tal Wambeki, or Wambeki, excuse me, and Thomas Tomaselli. Tal is from Columbia, South Carolina, with 24 wins this year, and Geuss is from San Diego with 29 wins. And Thomas is from Aptos, California, and we're on hole one, second round. Let's get busy.
Thank you, Garrett. Hole one, par three. Just have to go around this first mandatory here on the left and avoid hyzering out of bounds into the road or going beyond the fence past the basket.
Here's Geuss's first throw. Cutting it pretty tight with that Mando. But getting a little kiss from the rock.
We'll be right around circle's edge.
Circle's edge. This is Chris Pinniger. A little lower from round one. Trying to keep it still going to that corner. Whoa!
That is close.
That was close. Still in the corner though. So here's Tal. Just put it through the gap perfectly. Good airspace.
It's my first time seeing him play. It looks like he's got some nice power to him.
And just not quite through those rocks. Here's Thomas. We're basically just getting it to, the disc to do the work. Can't go too wide, you're going to get some feelers. And that looks like a good hit.
It's a great line. Hopefully get that one skip out towards the rocks as well. It'll be a little tougher putt behind the tree, but right at the circle there.
Way better conditions today. Oh.
Great way to start the round.
That was a sweet putt. Just off the top.
And this round is a little bit later in the day, starting at 11:30, so these guys are a little bit more refreshed from yesterday's early morning.
There was no wind, too. Just perfect conditions.
Size just a touch to the right.
And there we go. Ditto from round one.
Starting off strong again.
Clean up for par.
Good shot for Tal. Tap in here for Geuss.
Look at this putt. Little Annie right around that guardian stump. It's not even a tree. I think it's cut off from the top, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't frame it any better. Hole two is a par four, 418 feet, tight fairway here. Get past this Mando on the left, get the concrete on the right, and another mandatory on the right, and then gets really narrow here as you get up to the basket with OB all along the corner here. Really just trying to get a good placement shot for the first shot and then get up and down for that birdie.
I think you just got to control that landing spot, not put too much hyzer. Just want a flat release. Chris, you put it over the snake there, snake's head, and just kind of land softly. That'll work.
It's a fun hole because you really have a choice of, do I want to try to get there at 418 feet or do I lay up, right? Find a spot in the middle.
Thomas looks like he's gonna push the right side, but
Just barely
lands in
stays
fairway.
in. Yeah.
Sias.
All these guys just choosing to pop it over.
Oh.
But Sias just got.
Left it out. Oh, kept in. Okay.
Must have kicked off a rock or something. That was going out of bounds for sure.
And Tal just doing work, just keeping it in the fairway, keeping
Really
it clean. Is he pinched?
He'll like that. I think he's clear of the mandatory, so he'll be wide open.
This green's a little tough. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on there. You just kind of want to. And what did that early release kind of?
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Just a second of not focus, and
He
tree
wants
paid
that
the
back.
price.
Well, inbounds, and it's kind of what you want to do there. You don't want to push that pin too close, or it's going to skip in the creek. So, see, he was pinched off a little bit. I mean,
Thomas
got to get around this Mando, and hits the tree.
Oof.
Tough luck.
Tall out in the middle for the most part, just right between these trees.
There
laying
you
it up.
go. There you go. Keep it low and let it skip up to it. Chris, after that weird nod shot, puts it on the green. And I think that's respectable.
Just laying up there for
Yep.
Thomas.
It's all pretty standard putts here.
Hole number 2 for the tournament was sponsored by Amp Discs. Huge shout out to those guys for being a big sponsor of our tournament. Had some really great discs and dies and old school discs available on their store over the weekend, and just really appreciated Gary and all he does for the sport. On to hole number 3, par 3, 345 feet. Again, there's some options here. They can go around the right, up the middle, or off to the left side, with a goal to be ideally skipping off the road and giving themselves a chance at a putt here. OB is behind and beside that green, but it's pretty far back and out of the way.
Sias on the tee, coming off that birdie.
Heiser.
And I like that play going on the left side of that tree. It really pushes when you do that.
Yeah, and
That's
there's
a
that
really
skip.
good shot.
That skip I was talking about, giving them an opportunity to make a great putt.
Tall. Push in the right side. Did he get hung up somewhere? Did he hit something?
Yeah, just the base of the tree short of the road, so he'll be in a good spot.
Here's Chris. Going nice and tight around that tree. And gets a big skip off that road. Wow. I think he's safe.
That was stupid.
And Thomas going the tight line. And that got caught up in some
Caught up in the
some
tree
leaves.
up
Yeah,
there.
it just rose on him a little high.
Thomas has got a sign to deal with here. Just got to get over that. Electing to go anizer. Leaving a little bit short of a tester putt. Tall a few feet closer than him, choosing to use the
Nice
forehand. Great shot.
Underneath the basket. Sias. Soft bid. I don't know. Maybe he wants that back.
Not enough pop on there for Sias. Oh,
Got a cage from Thomas. Oh, he did go OB.
that's a bummer. That was a good shot. Near ace. Ooh.
Air balls. A little rough start for Chris this morning.
Cleans up his bogey though.
Yep.
And then tap-ins for the 3 of them. Not a very great hole 3, but on to the next one. Hole 4, temporary tee box. Gonna throw up through between these 6 or 7 trees, and then hyzer out towards this basket here, trying to avoid going too long into the right, down into the creek, with a really fast green, and just trying to stay on that flat.
Sias with 2-shot lead. Smooths one down the fairway.
A little high, a little
And-
early. Just clipped the last tree.
Yeah. Tall's next.
Much better,
Pumps
nice
that.
and low.
Yep. And the grass is gonna slow its progress. Good shot.
We'll be at about circle's edge without having to look at the edge of the creek.
Chris is next.
Stable girl.
Also a good shot.
Good shot, a little short. Now Thomas. Another high. And got caught up. It's a challenging hole. You know, you gotta have that.
Yeah, 310 feet. You don't want to throw it too high, and it seems like all these guys leaving a little bit to be desired here.
Sias just putting it out there. Just want to make sure you don't go too deep. Oh, just off the band for Thomas.
Thankfully, it stayed in bounds. That was
Yeah.
close to rolling off
I mean,
the
that-
edge.
What is the OB behind that?
About 5 or 6 feet. Oh, and Chris just
And
found
Chris
it.
just found it.
Oh.
Yeah, he got that OB was looming.
Chris taking back-to-back bogeys
Yeah, he
here.
wants that all back.
I saw that mini on the ground. I was like, what is that?
And the rest of them just tapping in for par.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm talking about.
Sense a little bit of what's going on here to start the round. Hole number 5, par 3, 275 feet. Easiest hole in the course. Pretty much throw it either straight up the middle. You can hyzer out to the right between those 2 trees, or the big forehand off to the left side if you're a righty.
One of the easiest hole in the course. Main thing is you don't want to have it too high, get caught up with the limbs up there. So look at this shot. It's just,
Absolutely perfect.
that's basically what you want to do. And you get rewarded. Perfect shot. It's tall. I'm gonna follow the little sawed off there. Gonna be a little circle 2 putt there. You could have pushed it a little wider.
Not really happy with that shot,
Nope.
but still has a chance to a birdie.
There's Thomas. Kind of same line. Slightly better result to circle's edge.
Boring.
And Chris is up next. Hits it. And there you go. Good shot.
Clips the tree at the end to slow him down, and
Bad,
is able
bad,
to
bad.
nestle up nicely.
Little bid from Tall.
He had a nice backstop too, and really didn't take advantage of it.
Thomas goes low, hits the basket. Cashed it.
White boy, one of those bogeys.
Yeah, damage control, Sias. Nice birdie.
Tall cleans up his par, and Thomas also taps in his. Hole number 6, it's a par 4, 511 feet. Players are throwing down along this fence line, trying not to go over that fence, trying to get in a good position for their second shot, which then has to go over the OB Creek and land on this island green surrounded by the sidewalk and the road up above.
Sias on the tee. Up the gut. Slight turnover. Gets good progress. He's going to go over the top here, Chris. Turnover shot.
Not as high as he would have liked. Clipped off the first tree.
You have to be perfect to get it through there. If you're going to go that line, you got to go higher. And this should be wide for tall. There you go. Send it high over the top and catches the limbs.
Didn't take advantage of all the airspace to the left on that one.
That's what I was thinking. There's Thomas. And up the gut.
Also high though.
Got a little firmer limb.
Kicked to the left, but stayed inbounds.
Stayed inbounds.
Wow, what a great second shot by
Great
Thomas.
shot. And that's the ceiling on that approach is low. That was too low.
Fortunately, he stayed inbounds though. Oh,
He went OB.
Tall didn't make it to the island.
Electing to go the right side of that tree on the green.
Chris with a little forehand chip. Oh, and he hits the last tree. Rolls out of bounds. Tall did manage to make the corner of the island, so he's putting from there. Chris also taking his meter in. Makes that putt for a bogey. Sias, on the other hand, birdie.
Gashes.
Thomas as well, beautiful upshot rewarded there. And Tall with his bogey. Hole number 7, this is a par 3, 286 feet. Trying to throw up this hill and then around these pepper trees, whether you go the way that the drone just flew or off to the left and come back in, just really trying to avoid hitting early to give yourself a chance at a putt.
Nice and wide by Sias. Coming through the back door. Oh, gets hit a little bit.
There's that pepper tree in the back.
And Thomas does the same thing. Looking for that hyzer to kind of feed into that green and does a great job. Circle edge.
Hit the back tree, yeah, same thing.
Just inside circle. There's Chris.
I love it.
Send it high. Let a disc feed.
Good result.
Oh, good result. Tall with the forehand. Little low. Get the skip. Don't think that pushed far enough.
Considering how low he was, he has a chance for a putt here.
Nice bid though.
Almost gets it.
Oh,
Sias has got that nice soft putt, so it didn't slide too
does.
far.
he hits the cage again.
Thomas a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, since they took away those pepper trees, it's, that back door, just send it. And the hyzer out.
Good bounce back for Chris.
It just feeds now. When they had those pepper trees in the back, you basically would have to get it down the pipeline there. Chris bounces back, birdie.
Hole number 8. That's a par 3, 320 feet. You got to stay to the right of the fence until you get right up to the basket, and then there's a little peninsula surrounded by these 2 trees in the gap of the fence here. You want to just try to throw it down straight, and not skip too far off of the hard packed dirt.
Chris on the tee, taking a shot on his card. And that's what you want to do. You want to put it straight there and let it feed right into the green. That is a great shot.
CTP.
That's good. I think he's waking up. Sias?
A little wider for size, a little straighter, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe want to be a little higher. Gets caught up with the grass. Here's Thomas. That's more like it. Gets a little, comes up a little short. And tall. Looking good.
Oh, great
Feeding.
line.
And on the green. That's textbook right there.
Fortunate to not skip out of bounds right there for tall.
A little over the fence putt here. Boom.
Great putt, no going low on that putt.
Nice bird.
Sias.
He cashes too. Almost like a DZ shot right there.
That was a great shot.
Whoa.
And
Oh.
star frame.
We've got a star frame here, folks.
All right, hole number 9, par 4, 465 feet. Starting off by fighting through these 2 trees here where the camera's going. Both of those are mandatories. Once you clear those, you've got the OB line on the left all the way down. Must stay to the right side, and a really close OB line to this basket.
Here's Chris. Right through the double. A little flex. Kind of flexes a little too much. He's
That's it.
over the rocks on the other hole.
Halfway down hole 10's fairway on
Yeah,
that
he
shot.
pumped it, but... Sias.
Turning. Oh.
Yeah, that's what happens with a little too much flex. Comes out of it and dribbles. There's Thomas on the tee. A little high.
Better angle. You really want to get
Really
through those
pushes.
trees on an Anheuser to give
That
yourself
was
the
a pump.
maximum.
That was a pump. Got a little bit of death putt though. There's tall. Oh. Caught that low ceiling there. Well, it's not necessarily low, but it definitely affects your shot, your tee shot.
Tall unfortunately missed that mandatory, so to the drop zone he goes.
Great shot from there. That is a really good shot.
He'll be able to save his par.
Size just routine. Here's Chris. I think he was deeper today than yesterday. So the great up shot, nice and soft. Not even dealing with that OB. Thomas doing the same thing.
Yeah, just really trying to put into the soft grass.
Go.
Tall saving his par from the drop zone. Sias also saving his par.
Yep. Good
after going
salvage.
out.
Good salvage.
Thomas and Chris taking birdies here.
Wow, we got a turkey here for Chris. He's back.
Through 9 holes, Chris Vinegar is 12 down. Sias a clean -4 at 15 down for the round. Tall shooting 2 down, and Thomas 3 down. Pretty close halfway through round 2, wouldn't you say, Garrett?
I would say so.
Hole number 10. This is a par 3, 245 feet. This hole has been historically sponsored by California Crush. Shout out to Jay Harbin, who's battling cancer and just really fighting through it. Always been a sponsor of our event and has done an amazing job in the disc golf community.
Chris with forehand. Ooh, just touches that ceiling there, but goes through and
that result was pretty good considering.
Here's Thomas. Forehand, keeping it low.
Trying to get that skip. Got a flare.
Just inside circle.
Pretty safe over there, not going too late out the fence.
And Sias. And he gets the ceiling. Tall with the sidearm. Perfect width.
Ooh, a little far
A
though.
little push.
Oh, good tree stop. He'll just be outside the circle coming back.
Sias with the upshot. Nicely done.
Ground's still a little wet from yesterday over here.
We got a cage hit from Tall. And Thomas cashes birdie.
Good to see his putt coming back here.
Boom, with authority. Kind of erasing all that 3 through 6.
Thomas and Chris pulled within 2 of Sias here.
Gets one back from Sias. And just dunks it.
That sideways putt is awfully sketchy. If it catches the wrong way, it could bounce right through those chains.
Out.
Hole number 11, par 3, 330 feet, through the orange grove, over the top of these trees here, and wide open landing space. Get the distance and the height right, and you should reward yourself with a birdie.
Chris electing for the big hyzer route. He's got the power for it. Kind of the same spot from yesterday.
Interesting.
I'm sure he wants it deeper. Looks like Thomas likes that line too. Probably a little lower.
A little shorter result, but right about the circle.
Yep.
That did not swing very much.
Sias on the tee. Doing the flex. And something was up.
Also a little short there. Be about 50 feet to the pin.
Tall sidearm. Plenty of power in circle 1.
Looked like that was pretty effortless for
So many
Tom.
holes.
Yeah. We'll test you here. Oof, just buzzed by. Thomas for birdie.
Ooh, sailed it.
Chris for birdie.
Don't see any wind right there, so not really sure about those putts. Just a little out of
Nice
focus.
birdie from
maybe.
Tall. Yeah, it seemed like some guys over adjusting, I don't know.
Halfway through, probably just need a snack. Get that
Yeah.
blood sugar going again. Hole number 12, par 3, 240 feet. You're going through the gauntlet of trees here. Nice little righty backhand hyzer. Trying to throw it just over the edge of these rocks and nestle up right in front of the basket. A lot of trees to catch on the way there, though.
Tall on the tee. A little wide. And hits the tree there. Just never broke for him.
Kicks off to the right.
Chris, a little bit more hyzer.
Same tree, I think.
Same thing.
Kick
Just
left.
didn't want to break. A little flex forehand.
Standstill forehand. Okay, this tree is target practice for these guys.
We're right.
Sias knows how to play this one. Right height.
Fights through the trees and right up against the wall.
Tall with the stepper. Just misses right.
Not a bad bid. Had to go over that bush.
Thomas. Another high. Another high shot. Chris. Yeah. There you go.
So I just taking that one right back.
Oh, there you go. That's a little authority there.
A little frustration maybe for Thomas. All right, hole number 13. It's a par 3, 390 feet. Fairly open airspace over these few saplings, and trying to get up as close to this gazebo as you can with the baskets centered right underneath it. Obviously you got to be worried about the skip off of the concrete when you putt and just the low ceiling underneath that roof.
Sias with the tee. A little bit of sun shining.
Gets his disc to flex nicely and the skip over the
Nice
knoll.
hit.
Be about 38 feet from the pin.
Here's tall. Want it to stand up. Holds its line. Same result. Really good shots.
Right at the circle's edge there for tall.
Here's Chris. Trying to keep up with Sias here. Wants to keep in contact. Skips off the concrete. Probably the same distance of the other guys. And Thomas.
Oh, not happy with his release, but
A little low.
got a good skip. He'll have a chance at a putt at it.
Yeah, this putt's
Down on one knee to try to keep the disc underneath the roof.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
great shot
nice
for
bird.
Thomas.
Very nice. Sias kicks up his birdie.
Oh, close for Thomas, or for tall.
Oh, look at that
Thankfully, it didn't go too far.
icy concrete. Just
Oh, and Chris not enough around that pole.
enough hyzer, kind of get it around that pole.
Tall taps in, and Chris as well. Good opportunities for them on this hole. It's a tough distance.
Look at this putt.
Thomas with the straddle on the knee.
Those posts adding a little bit of guardian action there.
Here's our temp hole, hole 14 along the road. We have the road OB on the right and the sidewalk on the left. They have to mandate around that mandatory on the right side just after getting to the first bat of grass there. A couple options to throw it up the gut or throw it around the outside.
Sias selects to go up the gut. And
Right
got
in
the fur.
crease.
Here's Thomas.
Narrowly making
Testing
it.
the Mando on the right side there.
A little short, he'll have a tough putt.
Sidearm for tall. Going around, hooking up, and getting around that tree for park job.
Great shot.
Chris selecting the sidearm here.
Gets the early skip on that one in front of the tree.
Yeah, he hit that really tight to that left side tree.
Awkward stance here for Sias. He's tall though, so pretty easy to just
Yeah.
lay it on out there.
Thomas with the bid. Chris for birdie. Chains.
Ever since losing the Girl Scout hole, just trying to change up what this hole looks like, trying to make it a little bit more challenging. And it seems like we did a decent job this year, but
Good birdie for Tall.
still trying to look at ways to improve that hole.
Yeah, that hole's a little too crazy.
A lot of people walking by.
Pedestrians and cars.
Hole number 15, we're going around the horseshoe in a straight line. It's probably about 200 feet from tee to pin, but in order to get there, they have to make this big loop around 615 feet, par 4 with a double mandatory coming in as you get close to the basket right here. And there's OB all behind the basket, making for a very challenging hole.
This is definitely a golf shot. Got to be particular where you're landing, where your upshots are. Tall and tee. He wanted that higher.
A little low, be pinched off a little bit, but you can throw over the top of those bushes at that end.
Yep. Chris. Getting some Anheuser, getting around that corner.
Almost a mirror to what he did yesterday. Same
Probably a little
spot.
bit further. Probably a little further than he wanted. Si's going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, just over the tee box there for Kick Arson hole
Yeah,
2.
that was a
It's a
great
really
shot.
good spot to be.
Now Thomas. Got a little straight on it, but then it did ended up fairly in that fairway, that second corner fairway. Yeah, it looked like it broke out of his ante there. Tall with the upshot.
Yeah, trying to
Lead.
see if he can make the mandatory on his...
It looks like he's safe. Wonder where he landed out. Thomas. No worries. No worries about those double mandos. Let's go.
That was a great flight of that disc.
Nice.
Picking something to hold that nice Anheuser line all the way.
Here's Chris.
Chris laid up on day 1, and he chooses to do the same thing on day 2.
Yep.
Short.
Smart play. Sias is up shot. A little high.
Also taking the same option and just laying up. It's okay to be a little bit
I like-
further left.
Yeah, I like being on that left side. You have access to the green there.
Yeah, those trees are less in your way when you go there.
Oh, and just
Ooh.
put a little too much.
Almost
Too much
threw it
on
in
that.
there.
Chris with a little chip shot. I mean, the OB line is right behind the basket, so
I don't know.
just gotta make sure that keep the disc in play.
Thomas with the only real chance at a birdie here.
Scared of the death putt and
Oh, just skipped out of bounds for Thomas.
skipped out of bounds.
Inches. Trying to figure out where the discs went out, mark their lies. 4 tap-ins coming for each of them.
So Chris got a shot onto Sias.
Hole 15 proving to be pretty challenging yet again
Yep.
this year. Hole 16, grip it and rip it, par 3, 486 feet. Straight, nothing in the way really once you get off the ground. Just trying to get over this knoll and past this down tree here to try to give yourself a chance at a skip towards the basket on the hard pan.
Tall in the box.
Flips it over a little bit down the right side. Easy access to the pin from the right side.
Chris wants it to work. And that's pretty deep.
Not much more height on that.
Real deep.
Oh,
Had a
and the
good
roll
shot.
too.
Real good shot. Sias on the tee here. And rips it down the center.
Taking advantage of his power, putting it out there.
Thomas. Going with the flex.
I like that shot a lot.
And good result. A little touchy upshot here because that fast green.
And you can't see the stumps until you see them in the picture right here.
That's
so
a
you're
great shot.
trying to figure out where to put your discs. You're not hitting those. Size a little
Just gonna
closer.
Spike it in there.
Yep, you can see those stumps, so just throwing it right over, laying it up.
Ooh.
Thomas,
A little
even
bit of a
half
bid. A little bit of a bid. Just off the cage.
Chris wanted that. Sias dropping in his par. Thomas flirting with the edge of the basket there, but sticks in.
There we go.
Par's round.
Par frame.
Hole number 17, par 3, 471 feet. You just have to come around to the right here, avoiding pulling it over too far and going out of bounds like we saw with Chris yesterday, and then just letting the disc fly and fade out just towards these rocks, getting as close as they can for a chance at getting that birdie.
Tall with the forehand. Getting a little lift. Decent. Here's Chris.
Much better than yesterday.
Yeah, that's nice. And
Corrected.
it hooks up at the right time.
Oh
Great
yeah.
shot.
60 footer to the basket there.
Sias. Oh, he didn't like that.
Oh,
And
pull it
that's-
over.
That was too tight. Looks like a nice shot there.
That's some good distance for Thomas.
Down,
Yep.
I think.
Mike on the catch cam going and retrieving that disc for Sias. Thank you, Mike, for helping us out on days 2 and 3 for video coverage.
Sias is kicking himself. Ooh.
Thomas giving that a bid. He'll be back where Zaylen was yesterday.
Great up shot there.
Thomas found a window to crawl into and made a good putt from one knee. 2 for 2. Oh, Silas almost went through there.
In the chains.
Good putt for Chris. And tap in there for Tall. 3 pars and a bogey. With it out of bounds for Sias. That's smile from Chris. He knows he got it as soon as it left his hand, right?
Yeah.
Hole 18, 296 feet to an island green. You can either lay up in front of the road or try to throw it over this road and land inside the hay wattles. And Manny in the background staring at you, as well as some Nitro Monkey coffee back there.
Tall still has the tee box. Ripping on a nice line there.
Is that good up or wait and start?
Just outside of bullseye. Great shot. There's Chris. Yesterday, he put it in the tree to the right. Makes correction.
Great
And
shot.
just puts it just right on bullseye edge. Good shot. There's Thomas. Wants that. Oh, off the sign.
Stayed in bounds.
Off the sign. I remember that. Wow, it really dings when it hits that sign. It dings. It's like, I'm amazed that it had forward progress. There's Sias. Nice and easy.
That's what a lead card is supposed to look like
There you
right
go.
there. 4 good shots, all chance at a birdie here.
Just too high. Hitting the band.
Tall cashing in his birdie. Finishing at 13 down.
Boom.
Sias taking his birdie, 16 down for the round. Chris tapping his birdie, 15 down, staying one back of Sias. And Thomas wrapping
Yeah,
up
Chris
at the
really
bar.
kind of worked back. I mean, he was 3 behind Sias and came back and fought back. And
Kind of a flip-flop of the front 9 and back 9 for Chris and Sias. Chris had his bogeys on the front and clean on the back. Sias with clean front, but a couple bogeys there late on the back.
yeah, Tall, nice and clean, but just, not clean on the back, but not scoring enough. So
Thomas was a tough day with the putter. Had
Yeah.
a couple of good ones, really good ones, especially that knee on hole 14 or 13. But overall, 4 down, not too bad of a round. Seems like the round scores were a little lower on day 2. And overall, great job from our competitors, and looking forward to day number 3.